Hey everybody, it is time for another live stream. Hope you guys are doing well. And I hope some people see this. It is Thursday, March 25th, almost 8 o'clock Central. That's where I'm at. And I have been overdue for a live stream. So I hope you guys are doing well. And if you can see this or hear this, come on in. Let's talk a little bit. And yeah, let's hang out. It's been a minute. So, hey, Micah, thanks for hopping on. So I thought I would just jump on tonight and hang out. Is it finally thawing out here? Yes, we have pretty much no snow left, which is great. It's exciting. Check the temperature actually. I know that next week we're supposed to be close to 70 degrees, which for us will be huge. Actually, now it's saying Monday high of 70. That'll be officially our first 70-degree day. And so I'm stoked. I'm excited. So here's what I've been working on with the van. And that's what I want to talk a little bit about tonight. So I am ready to do something for getting power inside my van in the back. It's one thing that I know that I really want to make happen this year. And so I've been doing a bunch of research. Hey, Carol. Hi from Michigan. Another Midwestern. Stelina said, wow, enjoy it. Yes. Mike is from Michigan too. Awesome. So you guys probably, hopefully, have received your stimulus payment. If you haven't, hopefully you're going to receive it soon. And one of the things that I wanted to do with my stimulus check this round is I wanted to get some sort of power in the back of my van. And here's my thought process that I want to lay out with you guys. So I've looked at the rechargeable lithium batteries like Jackery offers, and I've looked at solar setups with a solar panel and the deep cycle battery and all that sort of stuff. And as of tonight at close to 8 o'clock, I'm definitely leaning towards doing the Jackery. And here's the reason why. I think I titled this live stream tonight, Living with Less. Living with Less. So those of you guys who have followed my channel, you know that I really am passionate about minimalism. I really have experienced in my own life that clutter creates confusion and is disruptive. And whenever I think about doing something, upgrading or buying something new, what I realize is, man, I am perfectly content with my setup. I'm perfectly content. And that's kind of the secret, isn't it? The secret to really finding joy in your life is learning to be content. And I brought this as an example tonight. So this was just a little pot that I found that I keep in my van. When I bought it, it had a really long handle on it, which I still have. But on my stove, it makes it the handle made it kind of wobbly. So I just took a screwdriver, I popped the handle off, and this is like the perfect size for soup, for pasta, for one person. And this means a lot to me, and here's why. The older I get, the more I learn that there's not a lot that I really need in life. And so I'm going to bring this full circle back to why I think I'm going to get a Jackery. And that is because I don't live in my van full time, I always have the option to recharge a Jackery. And then the nice thing is, like, if something happens in the house and you lose power, you have a power source. But I'm a firm believer that simplicity is beauty. And the more I can simplify my life, the more I can get rid of things that bring me stress, like debt, like toxic relationships, like um, doing things, jobs, and different things that I don't enjoy, the more peace and joy that I find. And what I really do, I should have like a spreadsheet, but I really write down on a piece of paper a lot of times the pros and cons. I don't know if you guys ever do that, but I'll show you what I mean. Actually, got a piece of paper right here. I mean, if I'm trying to decide something like with getting power in the back of my van, I don't know if you guys do this, but I'll literally just make a chart. Should say pros. It says pros and cons. And so when I do that, a lot of times I can find the answer that I'm looking for. In this case, coming up with power in the back of the van. So one of the pros about a solar setup is it tends to be cheaper, but you have to install it, or you have to find someone to install it. One of the pros of the Jackery is it's all contained in one unit that has a handle that's easy to carry, that's easy to charge. And if you really want to, you can hook up a solar panel. When I do this with all aspects of my life, what I find is that the more I can minimize the decisions that I have to make up here, the more peace and joy I have in life. I don't know if you know this or not, but there's tons of people who are very successful millionaires who literally, Mark Zuckerberg is one, the guy who started Facebook, minimizes how many outfits he chooses to wear every day. Why? Because he doesn't want to waste energy on that. He doesn't want to waste energy overthinking something. And aren't we all kind of guilty of that? I know I am. Like, I get into a thing where I just overthink everything, and then I stress out. I can't decide what to do. I can't decide what is better, and I'm more frustrated at the end than I am at the beginning. So my goal in life is to simplify, simplify, simplify. So the thing that I really like about the Jackery is I can use it in the van, I can use it in a tent, I can use it in my house, I can use it just out in nature, and I can bring it home at the end of the day, recharge it. If I'm camping at a campground, I can plug it in and recharge it there. Let me know what you guys think. If you were me, would you do a Jackery or would you do a solar panel and install it in a deep cycle battery? Because I genuinely want to hear what you guys have to say. I mean, but that's my process. When I'm trying to make a decision, my first thought is, how can I simplify and live with less? How can I get rid of all of those crazy decisions that I have to make? Carol says, what do you want the power for? Great question. So for me, it would be charging a laptop, being able to run a fan, and maybe bringing like a cheap TV with me. So because of where I'm at in the country, we get tons of high definition TV channels for free just through like a rabbit ears. So if I had a power source when I was boondocking or stealth camping, I could have a TV on, I could charge a laptop, I could charge my phone, I could run a fan. I don't know about you guys, but I have to have a fan at night when I sleep. I can't sleep without noise, so I have a noise machine and a fan. So that type of thing. I think some people even use, like, if you have a large enough Jackery, you can even do like I think like a rice cooker even. So I don't need to do anything like super big, but having my own power in the back and not having to use the van battery would be ideal. So great question. I was watching a couple videos, and one of the things that I saw was that Bob from Cheap RV Living, he really likes the solar setup because you can actually get more power for less money, and with solar panels you can recharge, which I understand. But again, that's a great question of what am I going to need the power for? Because when I really stop and think about it, for as long as some of those jack recharges last, it would probably do me just fine. So yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. Simplify, simplify, simplify my life. I'm just checking to see what it shows on my phone here. Hopefully you guys can all still see me and hear me. Oh yeah, living with less. Yeah, living with less everything. Don't you think? Live with less everything. The other thing I want to do is pay off more debt and maybe invest a little bit of money. So what are you guys planning on doing with your stimulus checks? Anything? Anyone going to a casino? I said that because I was actually supposed to go play bingo tonight, and had a meeting that I had to do, so I wasn't able to go. But what are you guys planning on doing with your stimulus? For most people, I know it's going to be really helpful for them because a lot of people haven't been working. So in that situation, it's going to meet some needs for people. Micah is cool 74 says I don't get a stimulus check because I'm not an adult. Yeah, that's a bummer. Tell your parents you wanted a loan. Take out a loan. Carol says, yep, need to catch up on bills. That's for sure. Bills, bills, bills. Again, see, simplify, get rid of, that's what I want to get rid of, debt. That's why I want to get rid of things that weigh me down financially. I'm super tempted. I mean, obviously, you start thinking about upgrading the van, and I'd really like to eventually get a van that's a little bit bigger, probably like a Chevy Express that a lot of people do, and get something that doesn't have windows in it. That would be at least not as many windows. So can you tell me about yourself? Are you an actual Rev? Yes, I am. I have a video, a few videos back, if you go check it out, where I talk a little bit about that. I'm in Minnesota, but I spend time in Florida as well. And I have a 2006 Chrysler Town and Country with 250,000 miles, 250,000 miles. You can go back. I started this channel with a Plymouth Voyager. It was a 90, I think it was a 91, which I really love that van. Honestly, I kind of wish I would have kept it. If I did upgrade, I don't think I would get rid of the van I have because I only paid $600 for it. So at that point, I think it's just worth keeping. And there is a part of me that really wants another rig because I love the flexibility that comes where you can try different things and experience different things. So, but I need to save up, pay off a little bit more debt and pay off some money. So Carol, where are you watching from? Did you already say? Oh yeah, you're from Michigan too. Who else is watching? I'd love to know where you're from. Hey, John. Yeah, living with less seems better. Been downsizing a lot lately. It does make your life easier. Exactly. The thing I love about this whole community and this whole lifestyle is when you have a camper van or a small RV or whatever, a tiny home, it forces you to think about what's really important. What do you need and what don't you need? And it's amazing how much stuff you can get rid of. Creston, hey, thanks for watching from Houston. Thanks for tuning in. So you guys have Robert on. He's from Oklahoma. Hey, Robert, thanks for joining. Tell me what the weather's like where you are. Anyone in the South? I know there's some really bad storms rolling through in parts of Alabama. I have friends in Tennessee, and there's been some really bad weather. In fact, I saw online today one of the spots on I-65 in northern Alabama that I pass every year when I go to Florida. I've been by this spot many, many times, was flooded over, which was crazy. I'll show you guys a picture if I can find it. Yeah, here it is. So this is I-65. I don't know, you probably can't really tell, but that's water. I-65 in northern Alabama, exit 308. So they got hammered today. Creston said it was sunny and cool. Beautiful here in Oklahoma, but it can change in a minute. Yeah, especially in March, right? In the spring. So, hey, anybody going through something kind of challenging right now? Anybody need some prayer or anything like that I can pray with you guys for? Be praying for you guys about? Man, there's a lot of people I know personally that are just going through really difficult times. I just had a good friend of mine, 62 years old. He had a heart attack and had to have 2 stents put in, which was really tough. No fun. And challenging these days. A lot of people are going through a lot of stuff. One of the things that I really love about YouTube, and when I started my channel, I never thought I would get to 600 and whatever subscribers I have, which, by the way, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, make sure you subscribe. But probably one of the coolest things about YouTube that I really like is that it's such a strong community, and people really can connect and lean on one another. So Robert from Oklahoma says, yes, I think we're going to have a very active tornado season. That's what it seems like. We get some tornadoes in Minnesota, but not much. Once in a while, we'll get a big tornado. But one of my sons, those of you who don't know, I have 4 boys. One of my boys, we had some bad weather go through last week. We had thunder and lightning one day and a huge snowstorm like the next day, and we went and did some tornado chasing. So, yeah. Carol says, I'm standing in the need of some prayer. You got it. I'll be praying for you, Carol. Yeah, so my son loves to just chase storms. He loves watching YouTube videos about it, and it's pretty cool. That's kind of the thing, is that anything that gets me outside, one of my other videos that I uploaded a couple days ago, this was after I had COVID and I'd been in quarantine again. I really just wanted to get outside. And the other thing is, I've heard that getting around water is really psychologically beneficial, mentally. So if you can find a lake or the ocean or a river or a stream, and you're going through a difficult time, they've done research, and if you get out and get near some water, you'll feel better. And I know that's true for me. So, yeah. Probably hang out for a couple more minutes, and then I got some Netflixing to do. So I'm watching this show right now on Netflix called Colony. It's kind of older now, but man, it's crazy. I don't know if anyone watches anything on Netflix, but it is crazy. Carol said I went for a long, beautiful, secluded stream tonight. Yeah. Gene Goodyear. Hey, Gene. Pray for the mess on the border of Texas. Most people don't know what's going on. Yeah, for sure. Preston, I love that show. Yeah. So Colony is crazy. If you start watching that show, it's your mind's gonna be blown. I think one of the things I'm thinking about doing is let some other people, and I don't know what you can do. I don't think you can. I don't know if I can do a screen share on this. Some people use that service called what's it called? Stream something. I might try that. John said, "Do you plan on doing some church services online anytime?" Probably not. Once in a while, I might upload like hopefully like an inspirational thought or whatever. But this channel, Nomadic Rev, was really about my passion. So here's what happened to me. A lot of people don't know this story, but I'll tell this because I think it's funny. So my dad was born in Denmark. So I'm actually 50% Danish. Okay. I'm first generation American. And when I first was going to start my channel, I was going to call it Nomadic Dane. Well, I don't know how many of you know this or not, but obviously there's a gentleman from Denmark who has the channel name Nomadic Dane. In fact, I think he subscribes to my channel. I know I subscribe to his. And so I don't remember. This was back when I first started YouTube, I think. I was going to use that name, and he commented and said something about it, like, "Oh, that was my name too." And so I ended up changing it to Nomadic Rev, just because of being a pastor or whatever. But I have a phrase that I usually tell people about my ministry, and that is, I save my preaching for Sundays. Because the reason I do YouTube is because I really like the van lifestyle. I like minimalism. I like all that sort of stuff. It's not that I wouldn't share inspirational things, but I get plenty of that on Sunday. So anyways, yeah, what is that? I'm trying to remember what that's called. See if anyone else I know is live right now. Doesn't look like anyone I follow is live. Anyways, StreamYard. Thank you. That's what it's called. I should do StreamYard. That would be cool. Yeah. It's cool that there's some people on here that I have to get a little bit better about live streaming and come up with kind of a plan for doing it. Maybe I'll look into that StreamYard. So, all right, guys. Well, I'm going to sign off. I've been on for about 25 minutes. Thanks again for joining. And thanks for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you do. And we'll talk to you guys soon. So have a great night.